All right, Sean, today's video, let's talk about, well, first of all, we've done a lot of videos on what the left arm does in the swing. The left arm has a twin brother, usually. Sometimes it's bigger brother for right-handed golfers, but it's the right arm, right? And we're gonna take a look in this video about what the right arm should be doing in the backswing, because we see a lot of issues with that.
Absolutely, it causes a lot of problems in transition and in the downswing, just by how you position this arm early in the backswing, late in the backswing, and even in transition. That arm position entirely affects what the club does.
Right.
And cleaning it up can get you hitting better shots.
What's funny is we usually get left arm questions for the backswing and right arm questions for the downswing.
Yeah, like you said, because you can see the left arm easier going back.
That's right. We always focus on what we can see. When that right arm disappears, it's not an issue until it pops back out in front of us.
Out of sight, out of mind.
And then we got issues. So we're going to really clean up that right arm in the backswing in this video.
Okay, Mike, let's talk about the right arm in the backswing. We know how important it is, how it moves, how it bends, where it ends up before we start down. Take us through what you
So we've got a lot of right-handers playing right-handed golf. We've got a lot of left-handers. My dad's one of them who plays right-handed golf. So we're going to give you guys what happens, and then once you have that information, you can kind of sort out what it should feel like.
Yeah.
Now, we're not big into giving you feels because everybody's a little different, especially if you're opposite hand dominant. So right off the bat, one of the key issues, and this was something that plagued me a lot growing up learning the game, is this move with the right arm staying straight and floating off the body. It felt strong for me, but it was a huge issue because I would fold it late, fold it too much, and it would lead me to all kinds of inconsistencies with the club face as well.
Yeah, I think the best way to move the arm early in the backswing is to feel like the elbow starts to fold a little bit earlier and folds down toward the ground, not float this way.
Yeah.
Right? So you can play this way. I just feel like it creates a lot more issues for people in the top of the backswing. Why not just eliminate that? Let's get a gradual fold. You know, maybe the elbow folding is done about right here. And from there, it just carries into the top. Because you need to have width in the top of the swing. But if you attempt to get too much width early, a lot of times it'll collapse, like Mike is saying.
Yeah, and it's almost, and that really the width and how the right arm bends. So we've got it too locked too early is absolutely one of the issues we see on a daily basis. I'm really familiar with that. And then the cousin for that one is, boom, once this club starts to build momentum coming into the top, you have very little ability to keep it off of you. And by that I mean, we had one at 90 degrees here, which most of the pros are going to be less than 90. But if we wanted 90 degrees, if this arm's going straight, then it's going to fold, and we see a lot of guys collapsing this club, bouncing this club around because of that early straight right arm. So it really calls for two issues.
Yeah, and like Mike said, a lot of them bounce it so much that it immediately casts out.
Right.
Now they've got these flippy issues at the bottom, right?
Yep,
so
that's exactly right.
Again, another case in point where the backswing directly affects how the club comes down.
Yeah, so we see guys, you take these big, wide takeaways like, oh, that's going to look pretty good, and then right up here, boom, and then what should be a good backswing or should be a good swing turns out to be a lot of issues down at impact because of this start and this collapse at the top.
And we've got a pros versus ham video of the right arm. You can kind of look at how it bends. There's nobody that keeps it locked and then adds a ton. It's just a gradual motion into the top. The elbow folds down almost to that tray holding position.
Right.
It wouldn't be exactly like holding a tray because we have some side bend here, so it would be a little bit of an angle, but the feeling in your arm is holding a tray.
That's exactly right. And it's one of those things in golf where it's actually the opposite is what you want to be doing. So you want to be allowing this arm, like Sean was saying, to kind of pivot around that elbow early so you can kind of push it away from you. If you've got it pushed away from you at the beginning, you can't push it away from you at the top, and then you've got no way to hit the ball here.
Yep.
You're not going to do this or do that. You need to get it up here early so you can keep it wide at the top. It's just really kind of reprogramming when you want the width to appear. Right here or up here.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the depth, right? We talked about lead arm depth in the previous video. The right arm has some depth issues as well we see all the time.
Yeah, so the right arm, if I just stood here and made it go the way we would like to see it, it elevates some and it folds and it may wing out just a little bit. So if I do that and make my turn, that puts me in a classic tour player position at the top, right?
Yes,
We don't want the
absolutely.
depth. If we call this depth, I don't want the arm pinched so far in here, right? that
Right.
I can't get the
Where
club
really
deep
it's
enough.
going to round your shoulders and really limit your ability to rotate. We like keeping the chest broad and wide in the golf swing rather than trying to manufacture like close forearms or close
Yeah.
elbows.
So let's say the forearms, whatever distance they are here, as you get toward the top of the swing, it's okay to let your elbows spread a little. I know a lot of you have even these training aids that pinch them together. Most good players don't do that. That widens a little bit going back, right? Because that gives you some room for them to start getting a little closer here and helps the shaft shallow out. So allow that elbow to wing just a little bit, as long as it points down. Don't point it way up in the air.
Right.
Just keep it kind of pointed toward the ground.
Or just don't try to
Keep it way in front of you.
keep this elbow unduly squeezed in, squozed in.
Same thing.
Elbow unduly
Squeezed.
pointed in.
Yes.
And you're going to be in a much better position at the top because, again, all of this pivoting around the elbow early that we talked about and getting up to the top, they all have to match. They all have to go together.
Mm-hmm.
If you're this guy and you're trying to get your elbow pinched in and you're trying to collapse back, it's just not going to work. You're going to really, at worst, do damage to your shoulder. At best, hit terrible golf shots.
Absolutely correct.
So let's come back with that in mind and look at some drills where we can help you kind of produce the right elbow movements without a squoze.
Or a squeeze.
All right, Sean, let's jump right into some drills. So we're going to cure all three of the issues that we talked about with these three drills.
Okay.
And they're very simple drills. You've probably seen them before. If you haven't, you're definitely going to want to do them. Even if you don't necessarily have an issue in your swing, they're just good drills to do for maintenance of the golf swing. But certainly if you have issues with the right arm, and a lot of golfers do, these are really going to make a difference in the backswing with how the right arm moves.
Yeah, the first one I got from, I've mentioned him quite a bit, Phil Ritson. I spent some time with him in Orlando later in his career. He's passed away now. But he was like the godfather of a lot of these drills that everybody's using, right? So the first one is he would have me hold the club in my right hand and just slip my left arm underneath my right tricep. And he said, just keep that there as a guide so you don't pull your arm behind you too much and get the arm trapped, right? So I would keep it in front of me. I would leave a little space here to slide because that would give me a little bit of spreading of the elbow at the top. You don't need to pinch it in.
Right, you don't want to hook it.
I've seen guys do it where they pinch too much.
Right.
You can if you have a really severe right arm, but all intents and purposes, just keep it from getting behind you. If you make a good pivot, your arm will be positioned in the right spot. Just connect your left arm and you're in a really good spot.
What I really like about this drill is it kind of uses your own anatomy to help you to know where the club moves. So most folks, right, if you have normal anatomy, you put this club across your arm, your tips of your fingers are going to be somewhere around your shoulder right here. So if you just put your arm on top of that, that's going to keep you from really getting these arms way outside of your shoulder. So it's a really good guide. And again, we like drills, and we'll call this a training aid. Your left hand is a training aid that force you to do the right motions. They don't do them for you. So by not hooking the hand, you're having to really be in control of this right arm without the hook there making you do it. So you really have to be conscious of what's happening. You can do that certainly in the backswing, and then as you get more comfortable with it, you can just hit some nice little softballs, one-handed coming down.
Yeah, and he's right. You're controlling the right arm. If you wing the arm too much or get it behind you, it comes off the fingertips. So if I was going to chip an easy one here, I would just go really slow. And I thinned it a little bit. You don't have to hit it perfect. You're just
we're looking for the motion.
You get a general sense from where that arm and club is as I move back and through. Put two hands on, try to feel the same thing in slow motion and gradually kind of build it up.
And if you see yourself or find yourself coming up here, this is going off, where you want to look at is not trying to pinch the arm anymore. You want to look at your rotation.
Yeah, because
you've got to make sure this right shoulder, right chest getting behind you.
Yeah, this makes you rotate your trunk with it.
Right.
And then make sure you get your back to the target, basically. Don't wing the arm off, and then go ahead and come down. And that'll get your arm in a really good place to start feeling where it needs to be.
You just reminded me of something. You want to kind of keep this left elbow like it's in a cast. You don't want to kind of cheat it across your body. Keep it right here in front of you at a nice angle. That's going to force me to use my torso and shoulders to turn to get to the top of the backswing that I want, not just here.
That would
and
be a
go
lot
back
of
there.
arm runoff.
That's
letting
exactly
that
right.
arm just wing away from the body.
That's exactly right.
So what a great drill to start feeling where this arm needs to be in conjunction with the body motion.
And you probably won't have to go out and buy anything for that.
No.
We love these training aids that you already have, essentially. All right, now the second drill. We use this drill a lot because it's so valuable for the backswing.
I need to name this drill. Maybe like Kenny Perry drill or something.
Okay.
Because Kenny has a swing where he kind of goes up, out, and then turns.
Okay.
So I like this one because it teaches you to position your arms where they're going to be at the top of the backswing. So we'll do it without a club first. Your right arm is going to fold. It's going to elevate a little, and it's going to wing just a little bit. Okay? So if I do that with a club on my hand, I'm going to fold the elbow. It goes across because I'm going to fold the elbow straight up. It pulls the left arm across, right? I'm going to elevate and wing a little, and then I'm going to make my turn, right? If I do that here, one, little lift, turn, that puts me right exactly where I would want to be at a good top of the backswing.
And then the checkpoint is just to stand up. And if you see these hands right in front of your shoulder, you're good.
You're in a good
If you
spot.
see those hands way back there behind your shoulder,
Yeah, you can see if I did it wrong. If I went like this, a lot of you do this.
right.
It's not that. It's just kind of a right arm elevation and goes to the right a little bit. That pulls the left arm across the chest just enough. And what you can do if you want to get a little more advanced, this is why I called it the Kenny Perry drill. I'm going to hit you. Up, turn, and then hit.
Yeah.
Right? So up, turn, hit. I hit it pretty good, but man, it puts my arms in a good spot. And it'll give you guys the feeling or sensation that you're not making this motor pattern, which a lot of you have a hard time with. You get the arm behind you early. It keeps the arms in front. You know, you hear a lot of good players talking about that. Basically, that's my arms in front of my body still without doing this.
And that's really the disconnect here is we've all seen golf swings from down the line, right? You're on YouTube right now. You can just search any of these, whoever's golf swing, you'll see a down the line image where the golfer's hands are way back here from the down the line camera, way back here behind his shoulders. What you can't see is this top 90 degrees to this triangle of the chest. What's happening there is this. Their arms are going right here, right there, and then the torso is taking those hands behind. Golfers misunderstand that all the time. Unless you can see it, it's so easy. It's one of those camera illusions. It looks like the golfer is taking his arms across his chest and get to the top. That's not how they're getting in those positions. But that's how most golfers get in that position.
I think there's a guy, Jim Waldron, calls it the arm swing illusion.
The arm swing illusion.
What a great way to put it.
It's a brilliant term for it.
Absolutely.
Because it is absolutely an illusion.
And
it's
it
not
probably
what happens.
ruins, it's probably top 5 contributor ruining golf swings.
Especially as we age and lose ability to rotate, those arms get deeper and deeper.
Yeah, so what you could actually do to check if you do it, go to the top of your golf swing, stand up and take out the pivot.
And then bring your chest back to square.
And yeah, bring your chest back to square. And you can see now.
Like right here, his hands are way outside of his shoulder.
So let me do that again. So let's say you're a culprit of pulling the arms behind you, trying to get depth. So there's my backswing, which I see a lot of you like overloading the right shoulder blade, right? And their shoulders up in the socket. You stand up, take out the chest rotation, and see where your arms are in relation to your body. I would want my arms out here.
Yes. Again, we haven't touched on the elbow yet, but that keeps the elbow bend correctly. It keeps this lead arm abduction angle that we talked about in other videos correct. And it forces you to use the shoulders and turn.
The trunk too.
To get to that backswing. So you're getting a lot of benefit just out of that one little key.
So we want you guys to do this. In the comments, in the video, we want you to do the drill. Make your normal backswing, stand up and take out all the rotation, and let us know where your arms end up. You know, do they end up in front of your right shoulder, on the right side of your right shoulder, or even too much in front of you?
Now face the camera, you're doing that because when you stand back up, a lot of golfers will pull their arms back in front of them. You got to keep them back.
Again. So I'll make what I would consider a poor backswing for me. Arms are really trapped, but a lot of you look like this and think this is correct.
Right.
Stand up, take out the turn.
Yep.
That's where a lot of you are going to end up. Where I would want you to end up is more here.
Yeah.
Kind of in
Arms
line
are
with the
much
shoulder.
more distance between your hands and your shoulder.
Yeah, and
hands are much more in opposite your shoulder.
Exactly, and if I had to turn to that, that looks like a good looking backswing
Right.
there. So let us know in the comments where you end up, and we'll kind of walk you through if you have any questions about that.
One more drill.
Oh yeah, one more drill.
Yeah, drill number 3, come on.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
This one you used a lot, and I really like this drill. It's when you make sure I do it right. So you're gonna hook it like this.
That's it.
Hook it right in the forearm, right?
It's an old Gary Gilchrist drill.
King of drills.
He's king of drills. So you hook it, hold the club like this, place it in your right crook of your right arm like this. And basically, this is a good one because as you turn back, you're gonna fold your right arm over it this way. It's an optical illusion, really, right? It didn't look like I did that, but basically I just folded my arm this way. So again, that's part of that arm swing illusion. I'm doing this as I'm turning back and bending my right wrist back. The kiss of death would be, a lot of you are gonna do this, right? Whoa, my arm doesn't do that? No, you should stay connected to the shaft. I mean, these are drills, if you do them and clean up your backswing, the ball strike is gonna get better immediately.
Instantly, absolutely. Now again, the arms do very little depth in the golf swing. They're more responsible for more up and down movement.
Yeah.
The body carries the depth. So if you can just grab your thought around the arms doing something like this motion, right? That's about it.
A little chopper.
That's pretty easy for everybody to do.
Yeah.
Now it's difficult if you got to fish for these positions. I love what you call it, fishing for positions. If you're trying to find that perfect top of the backswing here, that gets super difficult. The body is really good at turning. Arms are really good at lifting. If you can combine those together how they should be, you're gonna have a really good backswing and you're gonna have a lot of fun on the downswing.
Yeah, instead of just placing it, you're gonna be making the correct body movements in sequence for the club just to naturally go there. And that's how you wanna play the game.
Right, so the left arm's important, but this right arm is super important with the backswing. Give those drills a try, let us know how they go.
If you want more compression on your iron shots, more tour quality, solid iron shots every time you go out to play, we created a free video just for you. In the pinned comment below, you're gonna find a link. Click on the link, you're gonna be taken to another page. You're gonna enter your name and your email address. Once you do that, you're gonna be taken instantly to the free video training where you're gonna learn our #1 go-to drill to get more compression on your iron shots, which is gonna allow you to hit more greens and have more fun playing the game. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Also, if you have a question about the video or there's a topic you want us to cover in a future video, leave it down in the comments below. We read every single comment and we respond to them, and that's how we create new content for you in the future. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you know exactly when one of our new videos comes out.